And also, we want everybody to understand that we are not for one political group in America. It's not just, for us to stand here. We are not condemning the Democrats. We are not pro-Republican or pro-Democrat. We are just a people that want to speak out, so that the news doesn't get out there that yesterday we had the debate on foreign policy, and Cananusa just came out and says, Barack Obama's party is not doing a good job. That's not our objective. Our objective is for our people being killed, and we want Americans to speak out, and want the State Department to come out with a clear-cut policy designating Boko Haram as a foreign terrorist organization. That's our objective. We are not pro-Democrat or pro-Republicans. We have thousands and millions of people in America that have the right to vote whichever they wish. And we are not pushing anybody to vote against somebody or against or for anybody. We are Americans, and we have the right to exercise our vote in whichever way we feel deemed fit. Thank you very much.
Now, quickly, let me just throw this in, just so that it illustrates the implications on the U.S. We heard about the breaking news of the attempted attack on an Arik Airlines. Now, it's not confirmed, but let me show you what the implications could be for the U.S. First of all, Arik Airlines flies, and it's the only Nigerian airline that flies direct from Nigeria to New York. So we don't know the details now, but that pretty much tells you if they targeted an airline that was going from Nigeria to New York, that the likelihood that there are a lot of Americans on that plane is very high. Secondly, Arik Airlines purchased those aircraft from America, and it was considered the largest transaction between Nigeria and the US by a private company. And it was, I believe, if I remember the details right, it was guaranteed by Exim, so the US taxpayers. So if that plane had been blown up, not only was it an American plane, but it was guaranteed by US taxpayers. So you would have been out of pocket, because of that terror attack. Thirdly, many times, these planes are flown by American pilots, because sometimes that's the package deal. So a few months ago, we had an American plane, purchased plane that crashed in Nigeria, and the pilot was American. So just from that little exercise, you can see that there is a real potential for impact on America when this terrorism occurs. Let me end maybe by saying this. Let us not forget that a Nigerian father walked into our embassy in Abuja and said to them, I am scared that my son has gone over to the dark side, to terrorism. And that boy still got on a plane, a Delta flight to Detroit on Christmas Eve and attempted to blow it up. Now, was there failure of intelligence? We don't know, but intelligence never gets as good as a father turning in his son to a foreign government. And we are fortunate that he did not blow up that plane with all those people on Christmas Day. Since then, every Christmas since that attempt, they have blown up churches in Nigeria. If they cannot strike America directly, they will take it out on Christians in Nigeria who they think represent Western education, Western values, and a Western religion.
Just like the chairman has said, our issues are common sense issues. We are not political in that sense. We don't endorse candidates or reject candidates. We deal with a very commonsensical approach. People are dying. We are called to do something about it. Don't be quiet. And so we won't get involved in endorsing the president for a second term or not. But we will insist that even the Nigerian government, we have to live up to its own responsibility. They have to clean house among the security agencies. The president has to be firm on the issues. If there is need to try people, for instance, 2 senators have been accused in the last 1 year. Senator, where their names are held, Senator Ndume and Senator Zana. Senator Zana this last weekend, although he has come out to deny it, but we are saying that the government should be able to take these issues to court and let there be a conclusive determination. That has not happened. And so even though we're not going to get involvement or trying to make a political case of our issues, we will still insist that good governance is what it is, and the Nigerian government should live up to their sworn responsibility to protect the people of Nigeria. What is a government for if it cannot protect the life of its citizen? One more question and then we wrap it up. All right, I think that's it. Okay.
Yes.
Quickly.
I just want to maybe emphasize again some of the links with America, and I'm so delighted that Bishop Julian Dobbs is here. Many people may not realize this, but a huge number of American Episcopal churches are now actually under the jurisdiction of the Anglican Church in Nigeria. So in a very reverse sort of way, a lot of Americans are now Nigerian Christians. And, I should point out that in that sense, to them it is very real, because they have seen some of their churches attacked. They've seen some of people they know have been victims. And I know that American missionaries in Jos, for instance, have started pulling out of the country. And you know that usually in conflicts of this nature, the missionaries are the very last to go. And when they start pulling out, that's not a good sign. I should also point out that we have seen a civil war in Nigeria before. And we're familiar with the Biafran kids who were dying of starvation and all of that. And the country has sort of healed and moved forward. And what we're seeing now is so reminiscent of what happened in the 60s. It is scary. And to give you a quick flashback, what happened in the 60s was there were trains that were moving from the north to the south with the bodies of southern Igbo Christians who had been killed in that conflict. And it was those trains that caused the Southeast to say enough, and they split, and that civil war began. And there are many people today who are concerned as we see bodies of Christians being shipped no longer by trains, because the train system is down, but in buses and trucks, and people within living memory are saying, "Oh no, not again." And this is the real challenge for me as a human rights lawyer. I've not seen anything this bad. I've been a lawyer for more than 20 years. I've not seen anything this bad in my lifetime. And I've mentioned to you my cousins who were affected. I was doing this work before my cousins were attacked. So you can't even accuse me of being biased because my family was attacked. I've been doing this for over a dozen years. And these attacks on my cousins was within the past 1 year. So I say this to say we've been down that road before, and we do not want to go that way again. And that's why we're calling all people of good conscience to stand with us to say, no, never again. Thank you.
In conclusion, I want to appreciate every one of you that are here today. But I just want to make some silent points before you go, so that you don't forget that Christians are being killed. Churches are being attacked and destroyed. Markets are being ravaged. Police precincts are being vanquished. And neighborhoods are being tormented. Are we just going to keep quiet? Will fellow Americans just ignore such a travesty? The matter is fast approaching the proportions of genocide. And Christians, I repeat again, Christians are the prime target. Help us to report this. Help us and stand with us, and help us to pressure the State Department to designate Boko Haram as a foreign terrorist organization. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you for coming.